Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1983 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Baltimore Orioles and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Orioles today is Randy Jones, whose record is 9-11 with a 5.18 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Jack Morris, whose record is 13-5 with a 3.98 ERA. So after we made a couple of big trades yesterday, we went out and won the ball game 5-0, sending a message to the rest of the American League. We did have Steve Mura start the ball game. We'd already faded that he would be traded after the ball game was over, and we did. We threw him a going-away party. Too bad he was already on the bus, headed to Milwaukee. We traded Mura to Milwaukee. We traded Ricky Henderson to Houston, and we traded Eddie Murray to Toronto. So we got rid of a couple of our everyday players and a pitcher we didn't need anymore because Dan Petrie is back. He is now back in the rotation. He made 4 starts before he got injured, and today's his first day back. He'll make his first start tomorrow. We're going to push back the rest of the rotation one day, and Petrie will take over the number 2 spot, basically, in the rotation. So we won a ball game. That's the most important thing. We need to win a lot more. After today's game, there is a day off, so we'll advance before we look at the standings and the transactions. The trade deadline comes up in 3 more days after today. And we haven't seen a lot of action, so I don't know if it's going to be a last-minute flurry of trades or if everyone has done everything they need to do. I think we're good. We're definitely not going to take on any more payroll, so we shall see how it plays out. Let's get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. We've got Jack Morris on the mound. Making his first start since giving up 11 runs for the second time this year. So we'll see how he does today. The current Orioles lineup is batting .310 against him. And you can see here, we're going to be short Capizzello and Filer, who moved to the bullpen. We made Brian Kelly the number 3 starter. So Filer's not going to be available for a couple more games. And Cappy's not available. Everybody else is good to go. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, since tomorrow's a day off, everybody's available if we need them today. Okay, there's our lineup. Randy Jones, he is a lefty. We've faced him so many times. So we set some of our left-handers, and we have all the righties in there today, with the exception of George Brett. Normally Lou Whitaker would bat versus left-handers, but we're going to give him a break. He did hit a big home run in yesterday's ball game, but he's been slumping in general, so we're going to give him the day off. Okay, here is the lineup rundown for the Baltimore Orioles, same as the first 2 games of the series. Batting leadoff in the left field is Alan Bannister. Batting second at second base is Wayne Krenchicki. Batting third at third base is John Castino. Batting cleanup playing first base is Jim Traber. Batting fifth and DHing is Greg Luzinski. Batting sixth playing shortstop is Robin Yount. Batting seventh and catching is Ray Smith. Batting eighth in right field is Ken Singleton. And batting ninth in center field is Rick Manning. Okay, let's take a look at Jack. Maybe he's due for a shutout. If you go right to the log, you'll see he threw a shutout, he gave up 11 runs. He threw a shutout, he gave up 11 runs. So I don't know what to say about that. I guess he's due for a good performance after giving up all those runs. He was an all-star, pitched an inning in the all-star game. He's making his 22nd start of the season. He's 13-5. He's already won as many games as he did last year. Got that .398 ERA. Despite giving up 22 runs in 2 games, his ERA is still sub-4. 102 Ks in 144 and 2/3 innings. Opponents are batting .249 against him. You'll see his 3 complete game shutouts this year. His fastball tops out at 94 miles an hour. He's a ground ball pitcher 44% of the time. His splitter is his best pitch, rated a 94. He's got a fastball and a slider. Above 80, overall rated an 87. The 28-year-old righty goes to free agency next season. Let's take a look at the defense. A little bit odd today. We have in left field Kevin Bass. We have Miller out there in center. And Garbey is at first base today. Not a very good defensive first baseman, but we're going to give him a start. He put together a pretty decent minor league, AAA season so far. So here we go. Here is Alan Bannister leading off. Bannister had he had 3 hits in yesterday's game. He also had 2 errors and misplayed a ball. And he starts off the game with a base hit. So the leadoff man is on. Here is Wayne Krenchicki, .319 hitter versus righties. And he hits it into the dirt. And an error. So we're in trouble. I guess we're going to play straight away. Why not? Sharply hit ground ball to Trammell. Can we get 2? No. We get the force at second. 1 down. It's first and third for Jim Traber. Traber batting .245, 19 home runs. We're going to play straight away, hope for a double play. Nope, that'll get a run in. As Traber belts it to deep center field, Bannister scores easily. An unearned run. And it's 1-0 Baltimore. That's going to bring up the bull. Greg Luzinski, ground ball to third, and Brett makes the play. So we limit the damage to 1 run. We go to the bottom of the first. Here's the Tigers lineup rundown. We've got Eddie Miller back in the majors, playing center field today and leading off. Batting second at second base is Alan Trammell. Trust me. There he is. Batting third and DHing today is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth, playing third base is George Brett. Batting sixth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting seventh, making his season debut, playing first base is Barbaro Garbey. Batting eighth in left field is Kevin Bass. And batting ninth, playing second base is Doug Baker. Randy Jones, the crafty lefty, on the mound today, making his 23rd start, 9-11, with a 5.18 ERA, 72 strikeouts in 147 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .303 against him. 3 complete games. He's got a shutout. Doesn't have a fastball, really. Tops out at 86 miles an hour. He's a ground ball pitcher, 51.2%. He's got 4 pitches, but only one of them is any good. That's a sinker. That's where he gets all those ground balls from. Overall, rated an 82. He's 33 years old. He's making $1.5 million, one of the top paid players in all of baseball. And they're going to pay him until 1985, despite the 83 season being his last season in the big leagues. Okay, there's the defense for the Orioles, same as it ever was. And Eddie Miller leading off for Detroit. Miller batting .255 with a home run. Hits a line drive sharply to center field. Manning making the catch, 1 down. Next up is Alan Trammell. Trammell popping it up on the infield. Foul ground on the third base side. 2 outs. Mickey Hatcher, we moved him up to the number 3 spot. His ratings have gone down quite a bit, and coincidentally, his batting average has dipped quite a bit. So we might have seen the best of Mickey Hatcher for the season. Oh no, he's going to rip it off the wall in left field for a double. So they're just giving Hatcher a little something to switch up. It's his 13th double on the season, and an opportunity here for Parrish to make up for his error that gave up the run. He's batting .302 versus lefties. Kind of been relegated to a platoon player, and that's why. Strikes out against a pitcher who has an 86-mile-an-hour fastball. We go to the top of the second inning. Here is Robin Yount leading off against Jack Morris. A ground ball up the middle. Easy play for Trammell. 1 out. It's going to bring up Ray Smith, the catcher. He lines it to left. Out number 2, which will leave it up to Ken Singleton, who walks. Morris's first walk of the day. No strikeouts, and I want to say he's been really struggling with the walks. Yeah, he had 2 in the All-Star game, and he's had 10 total, 11 if you include today, in his last 3+ starts. So it's falling apart a little bit here. There's a ground ball for Manning, and that'll get out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Here is George Brett leading off. He's 0 for 4 in his career versus Randy Jones. Lefty on lefty, popping it up to second. Krenchicki making the play. 1 out. Glenn Wilson steps up, hits a ground ball to third. And here's Barbaro Garbey. Take a look at what he was doing in AAA, 100 games, batting .264, the .739 OPS, 26 doubles, 12 home runs, 74 ribbies, more walks than strikeouts by a lot. So, kind of feel good about Barbaro Garbey getting an occasional spot start. There's a ground ball to second, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jones. We go to the top of the third. Alan Bannister leading off. He had a hit to start the ball game. Yeah, there's a ground ball to first. Garbey makes the play. 1 out. Wayne Krenchicki up next, and a base hit to right. So a runner on first with 1 out. John Castino, number 3 hitter, up. And Krenchicki was going on the pitch. I feel like that was a missed hit and run. 10 for 13 on the season now. And the bases are empty. 2 down. Here's John Castino with an 0-1 count, and he gets a base hit. Not a lot of range at first with Garbey. So if the Orioles keep going toward him, maybe they'll get more hits, I would imagine. Definitely not if you hit a ground ball to Brett. He's pretty solid at third. We go to the bottom of the third inning. With Kevin Bass leading off, it's Bass, Baker, and Miller. Definitely a different sounding lineup when you say Bass, Baker, and Miller. You know we've traded some guys. Bass leads off with a base hit. What would his stolen base opportunity be? 69, nice, but we're not going to try it. We're going to sack bunt with Baker. He's got a 95 bunt rating. Let's see if he can lay it down here. Comebacker to Jones. And he does advance Bass to second base. So a runner in scoring position for Eddie Miller. He's not an RBI guy, but you never know. They've come through the base hit. No, he's going to pop it up. Out number 2 as Krenchicki makes the grab. That will leave it up to Trammell. And Trammell grounds out to Krenchicki. So strand another runner. This is not looking like our day. Although I think the score was tied going into the 4th inning yesterday when we got the 2-run home run from Whitaker. So who knows? We do have Morris on the mound as the Bull hits a fly ball to right center field. 1 out. Robin Yount slices it to right. I also would not be surprised if we lost this game 1-0. Because Morris, in order to make up for the 11 runs, he's not going to give up any other earned runs today. I have a feeling. But maybe because we didn't give up any yesterday, maybe we won't score any today. Another caught stealing as Yount is gunned down. Good job by Parrish. That is, wow, Yount 5 for 11 in stolen bases this year. Not great. 2 down, 0-1 count for Ray Smith. Smashes it to left. And the play is made by Bass. Okay, we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. We have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Hatcher, Parrish, and Brett. Hatcher pounds it right into the dirt in front of home plate, and another error by the catcher. That is another. If I wrote yesterday in one of the comments, I wouldn't care if there should be a toggle where we can turn off balks, pass balls, wild pitches. And I'm going to add catcher errors that look like that. I don't know how else they would make an error, right? If we didn't offer him that play. But it's ridiculous. So Parrish is up next with a runner on first. He's got no ability to hit and run. So we're just going to let him take a cut. This could be a double play. Get some good wood on it. Unfortunately, it's right at Manning, so 1 down, runner on first. Now we're going to hit and run with George Brett. Stay out of the double play here. Maybe get lucky and get a hit. A ground ball near short. Play is made by Yount. So Hatcher will advance to second in scoring position for Glenn Wilson, who's been a nice surprise driving in runs. He's got 51 RBI on the season, so good job by him, and it comes through with a base hit past the third baseman Castino. The run scores and would give Wilson the RBI. It's all tied at 1. Here's Barbaro Garbey. Out first time up, and he rolls it on down to first for out number 3. So the Tigers get on the board. We head to the top of the 5th inning with Ken Singleton leading off. Morris at 49 pitches. Still doesn't have a strikeout, which makes no sense. The ground ball to first, 1 out. Next up, Rick Manning. Manning batting .247 with 1 dong. Another grounder to first. Everybody's hitting it right at the weak spot on defense. And Alan Bannister gets a base hit up the middle. 5th hit against Morris. Now, will Bannister be going? I would definitely be sending him in this circumstance. We're going to guard the lines. Try to prevent a extra base hit. And a grounder to third. Brett goes the short route to second. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. He's got Kevin Bass leading off. 1 for 1 on the day. He's only batting .170 versus lefties, but he's going to get a lot of PT. After all, he's a switch hitter. Popping it up to short. Tigers only have 3 hits against the soft-tossing Randy Johnson. Doug Baker walks. Baker always contributes. He had the great sack bunt, and then he walks here. Do we send Baker? I wish he wasn't a lefty, Randy Jones. We probably would send him, since he doesn't really have a fastball. Miller maybe drops it into left center field. Oh, it's going to be caught. Bannister making up for his terrible defense yesterday. 2 errors in left field, and he let a ball get by him for a double, and that really put the ball game away. I think we're going to send Baker here. Why not? Trammell 0 for 6 in his career versus Randy Jones, so I don't have a lot of faith he's going to come through. Let's give Baker a shot at stealing second on this battery. Curveball inside, and he is thrown out. Come on. We go to the top of the 6th. All tied at 1. Here is John Castino leading off against Morris. Striking him out. Finally a K. How does Jack Morris go 5 innings without striking out a batter? I don't get it. Makes no sense. Jim Traber, fly ball to right. Wilson making the grab. And the bull, Greg Luzinski, batting .301 with 23 home runs. And Morris walks him. Another frickin' walk. And Yount pops it up into foul ground. Garbey fading over to the right field fence to make the catch. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Not a lot to see here. Only 3 hits today. Hatcher, Wilson, and Bass. And I guess player of the game's got to go to Wilson for driving in the run. Here's Trammell. He was at the plate when Baker was gunned down. Sharply hit ball right at the shortstop. Yount, 1 out. Here's Mickey Hatcher. Another ground ball. 2 down. Parrish walks. That will leave it up to George Brett to get a 2-out rally going here. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 1-1 count, and he pops it up right near second base. Actually fading back into shallow center field. We're going to the 7th inning. Jack Morris only had 76 pitches. I don't think he's pitched well at all. But we're still in the ball game here. Ray Smith, first guy up. Line drive into center where Miller makes the grab. 1 out. Here's Kenny Singleton, 6 for 16 in his career with a home run against Morris, so capable of going deep. A ground ball to short. Here's the lefty, Rick Manning. And he strikes out looking. So, Morris gets his 2nd K. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Tigers are in it. That's all we can hope for these days. Wilson popping it up. How are we not getting a good look at this guy? 3rd time through the lineup. Barbaro, Garbey, next man up. There's a base hit down the right field line. Garbey. Even though Singleton, the worst defensive right fielder, Garbey could not get to second base on that. All right, well, I guess we got to let Bass swing away here. He does have a hit today. And that should be a double play. Oh, Bass beats it out. All right, well, let's send Bass. 2 down, runner on first. We got a number 9 hitter up, so there we go. Here is Doug Baker. Bass on first. He's going to be going on the first pitch. And it's caught stealing. We go to the 8th. Alan Bannister leading off. Bannister 2 for 3. He's been kicking the Tigers' ass all season. A ground ball to Baker. That's his first chance today at second. 1 out. Krenchicki up. Hey, back-to-back grounders. And Baker plays them both well. 2 down for John Castino and a strikeout. There we go. Morris kind of putting it together the further he goes in this ball game. Doug Baker will lead off. He is had a sacrifice bunt. He's walked once. He was at the plate when Bass was thrown out. And he walks again. Nicely does. The leadoff man is on. We're going to sack bunt with Miller. Now, Miller has a good bunt rating, but he's let us down before in this situation. There we go. Oh, it's going to be a base hit. He's going to beat it out. Nice. Good job by Miller. That's where speed kills right there. I almost want to bunt again. I don't know if I've ever back-to-back bunted before. But this is Trammell. He's 0 for 7 in his career. And he is due, batting .263 versus lefties. Oh, no. He strikes out looking. I would have been better off having him drop it down. Oh, man. All right. First and second, one out. Mickey Hatcher. This is the guy you want up there. Now, Hatcher, having said that, though, has 1 RBI in his last 14 ball games, which is bad. He's still leading the team with 60. But like I said, he's definitely fallen off. Flying out to center. Baker tagging, taking third. First time we've been successful on the base path today. There's a little bit of a risk, but may as well try to put the pressure on. Here is big wheel, Lance Parrish. 0 for 2. He's walked today and a balk. Scores the go-ahead run. Come on. Come on. Really? And then a base hit for Parrish. Miller will score, and it's 3-1. Why couldn't he just get a base hit if he was going to get a base hit anyway? I guess because it's an unearned run, right? I mean, maybe the game is compensating for unearned runs. I don't know. So, Tigers have scored 2 here with 2 down. Parrish on first. Here's Brett. Brett's been shut out today as he now goes 0 for 4. And we are going to the 9th inning. I'm leaving Morris in there. The worst he could, I feel like with the righties coming up, he could close this ball game out. Traber is going to be tough, no doubt about it. Morris has had 100 pitches. Let's have him throw against Jim Traber. Here we go. Now, defensively, yeah, we're going to take out Garbey, and we will bring in Greg Brock. It's not like we're resting Brock because he's tired. He only played 1 game in like forever. So Brock will come in and play first. Where's all of our stats? That's weird. All right. Okay, so we have a better first baseman in there. Otherwise, we're good to go. Here we go. Jim Traber leading off against Jack Morris. Ground ball to Brett. Come on, Brett. Yes, 1 down. I don't want to count our chickens before they hatch, but we need this win. Oh, Luzinski gets plunked. That brings the tying run to the plate. I'm not going to guard the lines here. I don't think Luzinski's going to score on a double. Not a lot of speed. We're going to play straight up. Keep our fingers crossed for a double play. Here we go. Robin Yount. Wow, he belts it to left. And Bass makes the catch. So we are down to the final out here. Can Morris get his 4th complete game of the season? It's going to be up to Ray Smith. He's 0 for 3 today. And a comebacker to Morris, underhanding it to first, and that's the ball game. Tigers win 3-1. Handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. Tigers are 2-0 since all the big deals went down. You gotta like that. No trades offered. We do have 1 more day here, so we're going to play and advance 1 day, then we'll look at everything. There we go. No trades offered. It's like the trades have gone silent. Let's look at the standings. Oh, there's the National League first, I guess. Well, the Mets have jumped back ahead. They are a half game up on Montreal as my phone goes off. And Atlanta, now a 4-game lead over LA and a 4.5 game lead over San Diego. So Atlanta righted the ship. They had all those trades that kind of jacked their team up. Now they're looking pretty solid. New York wins, so we're a half game back. Boston's a game back. Baltimore is now 7 back. Seattle 1.5 up on California, and California's kind of sinking fast here. Okay, let's take a look at the headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Phone's going off, my bad. Rangers and Haas shut down the Indians. 7 runs scored at Cool and Dry. Good descriptive words there. Cool and Dry, Cleveland Stadium. I mean, would it be dry? They're on the lake. I don't think I've ever heard Cleveland called dry. Maybe they're martinis. Unfortunately for the Indians, all the runs were put together by the Rangers lineup. Texas wins 7-0. Moose had the shutout. Bump Wills went 2 for 4, batting .249. And Tom Dunbar went 1 for 5 with a dong. Okay, let's see what else we got here. 4 ribbies for Butch Davis in a 12-3 win over the Angles. Number 3 hitter, God, my phone is blowing up. Oh, they're all hot chicks trying to get a hold of me. Willie Aikens contributed 2 hits, 5 at-bats with a dong. Darryl Motley got 2 hits and 5 at-bats. He had a dong. Everybody's got a dong. Moving on. Bill Travers allows just 3 hits. Okay, so this is the next series for the Angels. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is Milwaukee. That's right. Bill Travers is on Milwaukee. And looks like he did a good job versus the Yankees. Lots going on here in the news. Langston throws a shot. Langston, that is your Cy Young Award winner right there. He's going to win back-to-back Cys. Let's take a look at his scouting page here. Yeah, 17-4. Not even out of July yet. With 184 Ks and 181 2/3 innings. You could give it to him now. Next up is that, here we go. Jack Morris was in control for most of the game. In 9 innings of pitching, he gave up no earned runs. So technically he did throw a shutout after giving up 11 runs after throwing a shutout. Oh, shit. You know what that means at his next start. He's going to give up 11 runs. I should pitch him in relief? Should I have like a spot starter like the Rays do? And then bring him in relief? Oh, man, I don't know what's going to... it's going to be bad. I'm going to lose my mind if he gives up 11 runs. I promise you that. Stephon Weaver pitched next game. Yeah, Weaver, let's take a look at his scouting. 11-6, 2.33 ERA. He's a pretty damn good pitcher. He just got paid $2 million. All right, that's everything. Let's take a look at transactions. Is there any trades to be had? Nope, not since us. Bruce Hurst signs a 4-year extension for the Red Sox at $680,000, and then he chipped his kneecap, which happens a lot. A lot of chipped kneecaps. Andre Dawson is going to miss a couple days for Houston. And Dan Boitano for Milwaukee is retiring at age 30. Some might say he just didn't get a chance. He hadn't pitched in the major since 1979. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. We've won 2 in a row. We now head to Exhibition Stadium to face the Blue Jays, and you know what left-handers do in that ballpark. We're going to see Eddie Murray, and Dave Steve will be back in the rotation. He'll make his first start since his big injury early on in the year. Player of the game, we have to give it to Jack Morris. He is now 14-5 on the season. A great job for him. Randy Jones pitched pretty well, I think by most standards. Nobody could steal a base today. We tried 0 for 4 between the two teams, and both catchers made an error. Weird. Yeah. And game-winning RBI by Parrish, which doesn't make sense. Because the go-ahead run was on a balk. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, yeah. That's going to do it. I'm sorry, I'm just double checking. That doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Anyway, we're going to come back tomorrow with game 1 of the 3-game series against the Blue Jays. Until then, everyone, have a great night.